So I've been a video game collector my whole life. The games, consoles, the manuals, the boxes, all of the toys and figures. I've got so much of this stuff now. And as a kid, I would get something every month in the world of video games that would keep me interested and fascinated me about what was coming next. And it was one of these, a Nintendo Power. And the reviews and the previews, all the stuff in here, it would let me know what was happening in the world of video games. There wasn't a YouTube, there wasn't any mainstream coverage of video games at the time. This is where I got my information. And this is from the 20th anniversary issue from August 2008. Games that people want. This was about games that people wanted to buy on the Wii Shop channel, on the Virtual Console. Rest in peace. So recently, I started keeping track of all these things that I've collected on a website called pricecharting.com. And it's been really useful because sometimes you don't know what games are worth, you don't know what is fair to pay for a certain game, or you want to know, what things are worth that you have. It's useful for that too. I've added all the games that I've owned, and I've added all the amiibos that I have, and the consoles, and everything that I could think of. And then I realized, hey, do they keep track of Nintendo Powers? And they do. And it turns out most of them are not worth very much. Helps if they have the poster. Helps if they have the goodies like the Mushroom Men cards. All the good stuff that is included in every issue. They have a poster in here. Where's the poster? Did they skimp out on posters eventually? Okay, they used to have posters. But once I added my collection to the Price Charting website, I suddenly had information, and that information was what things were worth. And they allow you to sort. So, of course, my copy of Earthbound, pretty valuable. And then I started looking down, and there was an issue of Nintendo Power on the list that was pretty highly valued. It turns out that one of the issues of Nintendo Power that I own is actually one of the most highly valued issues in the entire series. Now, which one of those could it be? Well, it could be issue number 114, featuring the Ocarina of Time, possibly with very bad water damage. Sorry, Link. It could be issue 28, featuring Super Mario World here. Could be. Or surely it's the issue number 1, volume 1, featuring Super Mario Bros. 2, has an iconic cover and is a piece of Nintendo history, the very first issue of Nintendo Power. You would think that, but it's actually this one. Issue 173, featuring Star Wars Rebel Strike from November 2003. Now, I say most highly valued, and that's just based on current sales, and there haven't been many sales of this particular issue. Now, I like this game. Rebel Strike was a fun game. I liked it. I liked all the Rogue Squadron games, from the one on N64 to the ones on GameCube. They give you a good variety of missions. It was a lot of fun. And haven't played them in a long time, but the fact that this issue is one of the most highly valued in the entire series is pretty surprising. And we'll get to why that is later. But let's first just thumb through this issue, shall we? We've got Kirby's Air Ride. We've got Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup.
Now this is pod racing.
Super Mario Advance 4. Big spread on Beautiful Joe. F-Zero GX. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. There's a Kirby Air Ride comic. It's like a 5-page comic. Oh yeah, we got the Neopets trading card game. If you have one of those, let me know in the comments. A Neopets trading card. I don't know what those are worth. Oh, here we go. Eddie Murphy in The Haunted Mansion, the movie tie-in game on GameCube. I mean, I want this Platinum GameCube, that's for damn sure. That looks hot. Like, look at this poster. This Ninja Turtles poster. That's awesome. And yes, having the poster included in any issue of Nintendo Power is going to increase the value. The more intact it is, the more it's going to be worth. But, these issues kind of range from $10 to maybe $50. This one's well above that. It's up there with the original first issue. Why is this issue then worth so much? It was not clear to me at first, and then I realized what people were selling it for and what they included in their selling descriptions. And it's because of this right here. Free Eon ticket. Tickets plural, actually. There's 3 of them in this issue, and I never used any of them. 1, 2, 3. So there are these Eon tickets, and I never used them, and maybe they were for some special event for Nintendo. I didn't really know until I looked into this. And then, well, I saw on the cover, it says Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. So I started Googling. What happens is these Eon tickets were made available for the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire games to unlock special content. And they were meant to be used with the e-reader device. And not many people have those either at this point in time. But also at the time, maybe it was, I don't know how many they sold, but they discontinued it after less than 2 years. There are not many of those out there. This was one of the only major ways you could get these cards. You could get them from this issue. You could get them if you went to E3 2003, which is just media, right? And then you could also get them at Toys R Us. I was big time into Toys R Us. You know, we'd go to the Toys R Us, and that was where we bought games.
From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz!
Other than that, that was the only way to get these cards. So for most people, 2 main ways, this issue and Toys R Us. And if you didn't have either one of those, then you were locked out of content from your game. Buzz about the Eon ticket has traveled faster than Latias or Latios juiced up with Soul Dew, which is exactly what you can encounter in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire after you scan the Eon ticket. So this was the way for you to access both legendaries in your copy of Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire. If you had the e-reader, if you had one of these cards, and if a friend had one and also had the e-reader, then you could trade them. But it was only for a limited number of times that you could transfer the ticket. And after that, it's used up. You can't access that part of the game anymore. A whole island, Southern Island, is basically off limits to you until you have the ticket, the Eon ticket. Without the Eon ticket, you're not going to Southern Island. So you can't get the other legendary. And just to illustrate how rare these cards are now, I went to my local game shop recently, and they had a single, I think one of these Eon ticket cards. It was in a plastic sleeve, protected, in their locked case. And it was selling for $180. Wow. Like, one card. People must care about this. Let me know in the comments if you have a strong opinion about this. I particularly don't. I'm just surprised by how much people are selling and paying for this card, this ticket. I played the earlier gens. I didn't really get to Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I did play Sword and Shield, and Gen 9 looks really cool. Arceus was really cool. But I don't have like a strong attachment to these cards. I just now know that they're worth some amount of money, which is strange, but I've just been sitting on them. And sure, if you had Ruby and your friend had Sapphire and one of you had these cards and also an e-reader, and then one of you had the special mystery event code that was actually in this issue of Nintendo Power, there's so many hoops just to get the last legendary Pokemon in your game. The other avenue here is ROM hacking and game save hacking, homebrew. That's just a lot of hassle. Not everyone wants to do that. On eBay right now, you can pay less than $20 for someone to give you the Eon ticket. But you have to send them your game cartridge and receive the Eon ticket and capture Latios or Latias, among other bonuses that you get from going to that island. So you can pay someone $20 to do this. It says 7 available. There's a limited quantity to be given out. The point is, there's really no easy way at this moment in time to access this content. And that sucks from a preservationist mindset, and not having a game from 2 decades ago be content complete unless you're emulating it, I guess, or you have these cards. It's just really surprising to find out that this one issue of Nintendo Power is somehow very valuable, and I didn't have any idea. I was merely trying to catalog my collection of gaming junk. Well, I guess not all of it's junk. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more videos about my collection or oddities and rarities of my collection, please let me know, and I'll see you next time, or more frequently over on twitch.tv/vampirestrike_.